Yeah, nice light grip like that, but try not to touch the yoke so much. Take this marker from me if you would and just draw a horizon line out there to follow. Perfect, like that.
Okay.
Good. And let's see.
Cessna 123 Tango Zulu, San Carlos ground, roger. Use caution for this red and white Cessna off your left and proceed as requested via Juliet.
Nice, a little more rudder. There you go. And I'm intentionally keeping you in the climb here so you don't have anything in front of you. All your data is coming from the Lindbergh reference over there.
Yep.
Good. This is a climb. Below 1,000, we always guard the throttle, but up here, you're okay.
Zulu, taxi via Kilo only. There's a Cessna that'll be opposite direction on Juliet off your right.
Kilo to Mike, 0 Zulu.
You're saying just control that via rudder and my climb angle.
Yeah, that's right. So, and everything you need to see to get the data you want, and go ahead and play with it if you want. Let go of the rudder so you can see what happens. See how that yaws and rolls left, right? Dude,
it's unreal.
It's pretty incredible. I would say like 20% of my challenge is getting you to manage that torque from the engine.
Wow.
Yeah.
So during these first few hours, I'm trying to keep things relatively simple. I'm trying to reinforce the basic building blocks. I intentionally said torque and not left turning tendencies. I will break them down later, make sure he understands that there are 3, but I kind of like the stick and rudder, just single word, torque. The engine's trying to turn left.
And we're like monkeys now, right? So that's where we're going until we have to let go of that vine, and then we try to grab something out in front of us. Swinging from vine to vine, sort of.
So how do you know when we're outside of these layers of the cake for Bravo?
Well, I mean, you know, I'm lucky here because I have georeferencing. You see with the airplane. So, but you would use a reference. Look at Crystal Springs Reservoir right here.
Yep.
You see that reservoir?
Yeah.
So you'd find the reservoir on the chart and just look. Okay, it's 4,000 above us right now. Yep. Yeah, we're going to go up to 3,500 here and then stop. We're going to level off. So start by creating the top of the hill, right? Pitch forward. Put a little bit of trim in there because the airplane's going to want to climb again. There you go, and that's fine. And then make a power change. So like, pull back till you hear some big sound change. There you go, like that, good. And then just try to fine tune the picture. Right now we can see 3 fingers of horizon or so.
Yep.
Nice, and then just try to trim it so you could let go, and if you did, it wouldn't start to climb again, which is the most likely thing it'll try to do.
Also, I would normally have the flight instruments covered. I typically skewer a piece of paper right on the attitude indicator knob at this phase. I allow students to look behind the paper if they want to, but it's a nice psychological reinforcement to have them covered.
That's
Unfortunately, I forgot my paper on this.
And every time we level off, we're just going to run that check 220, so you can see that's changed a little bit. We'll go 220, pressure, temperature, vacuum amps, lights are good, and I'm going to lean the mixture a little bit here.
Is there ever a time where you won't have right rudder?
Well, now.
I mean, obviously, if you're turning left.
In cruise flight, so what would happen now if you just put your feet on the floor and just leveled your wings? So just level your wings and see.
21, you're clear.
It's pretty, I mean, I wouldn't want you to fly with your feet on the floor, but it's pretty subtle right now. It should be balanced through most of your cruise range. You can kill that mark, too, for now if you want.
I'm sorry, you ready to copy it now?
Is there a cruise checklist we can look at?
21 is clear to Santa Barbara Airport.
I think so.
Yeah, let's check it out. I think I did everything. I just want to be sure.
The airport.
Yep. All right, so power mixture, 50%. Flight instruments working. Engine instruments reading normally. Heading indicator, set the compass, which we did. We're good.
All right. And then the cruise checklist is complete, so we're good for a while. Nice. We're just going to fly down the coast a bit today.
Okay.
And just start by getting used to things. Why don't we...
So right now we're like right here?
Yeah, so look at, there's Half Moon Bay Airport.
Okay.
And you see the kind of the bend in the water there?
Yep.
See if you can find that on the chart. Half Moon Bay Airport's right there. There's the bend in the water. So yeah, you're somewhere in the vicinity of the... Well, there's the Ritz-Carlton. Is that listed on your thing? That hotel down there? Not really.
No, golf course maybe?
Yeah, golf course, sure. There it is.
Got it.
It looks like a pretty nice hotel.
So is that enough to use it as a reference?
Yeah,
Ritz Golf Course?
Yeah, but I would always think about the scientific method. I would look for two things. I would say, you know, a golf course is pretty easy because we don't see any other golf courses. But in general, when you think you're somewhere, you want to kind of verify it.
Right.
Let's turn.
Why are we climbing like that?
It's a trim issue mostly. So what I'm going to ask you to do is find the picture that holds level. So let's turn left down the coast a little bit here. Don't lead it with rudder, just use, you know, so if it's a real slow roll, you probably don't need much rudder.
Okay.
Good, and then bring wings level, and hold it at three fingers of horizon there, pitch forward a little bit if you think you're climbing. Alright, no you're not, you're good. Alright, make a cruise level mark then. There you go. Alright.
Oh, disappeared.
Oh man, what happened? All right, so
Sorry about that.
That's all right. So good, that'll help you get your head out of the cockpit a little bit.
So at this point, you'd follow that and don't worry about my altitude as much.
Yeah, for now, so here's the integrated method of flight instruction: is that 90% of your attention's outside and 10% is inside. So I want you focusing on trying to get your head outside the airplane, on trying to figure out what the airplane's doing. What is the pitch attitude of the airplane,
yep.
Right? And you can use your left wing for that.
Yep.
You can use your forward reference, but, you know, almost think about it like shooting a rifle, like close 3 eyes and like put your fingers up there if you need to. Like the pitch just came up, I can tell you, it's still coming up a little bit. Right, there you go, you just stopped it. I don't know if you can see those minute changes.
Wow,
but
yeah.
the secret to flying, if there is one, is being able to see those changes before anybody else does, and stopping them or fixing them before it manifests in any change.
I see.
But you have to come in 10% of the time and look at the data, otherwise you could be totally off and you wouldn't know it, right? So this is straight and level. You're in a little bit of a bank to the right, so let's level the wings a little. There you go, that's about level. Nice. And we're flying heading 150, we're following the coast. This is the four fundamentals. This one's called straight and level.
Yep.
All right, cool. And let's try a level turn. So let's do a right 360-degree turn. In a low-wing airplane, it's a good idea to kind of lift the wing before we head in that direction.
Yeah, but not in this one.
Oh, sorry, high-wing airplane. Duh. Yeah, lift the wing. Good.
Okay.
There you go. And then just to make sure nobody's there is the point, right? And then go ahead and roll to the right. And nice, that's about 10, 20, that's about enough bank. That's about 20 degrees bank. Now, where is the horizon for you now when you look forward?
It's a little bit below my line.
Is it above the, oh, so it's still above your dash? Try to hold.
It's below my dash.
Okay, so is it hitting the dash anywhere?
Now it's hitting the right side of the dash.
Perfect, yeah, then just hold it right there. In a turn, you're looking to maintain the same bank angle and also make sure the airplane's not pitching up or down. Nice job. I turned on a little bit of heat. Let me know if you get hot. Yeah, keep coming. We'll just do a 360 going down the coast.
Oh, I see. I thought you meant 180.
Yeah,
Cool.
no. Well, keep going. It's not an ugly place to fly.
No, it's amazing. I need to get a picture of this.
Yeah, it's pretty epic. I can grab pictures if you want with your phone.
Yeah.
Or I can just send you some if I take them.
Either or.
We forgot to wash the window. I'm usually better at.
Yeah, let's use your phone because
okay. Yep, that's fine. Oh right.
Mine's got the issue.
Yeah. Good. So keep coming until we're pointing down the coast again.
Yeah, I mean this is an amazing place to fly.
Sure is. Yep. Good. And then you're coming in 10% of the time to check and make sure that you're. Is it logical to you that in a turn you'd hold a little bit of back pressure? Because your lift is no longer pointed directly into space.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, because I don't have as much vertical lift.
Yes,
yeah.
That's right. Good, all right, so let's try one of those turns to the left.
Okay. Why am I losing my horizon line but not my altitude?
It takes a while for these instruments to register mistakes. That's another reason why it's good to look. So where's your horizon line hitting your dash now?
It's above it. It's almost like I'm pitching.
All right, so try to hold it wherever it is in your picture is the key. It's not impacting the dash anywhere? Like you couldn't put your finger on the point where it's touching the dash?
Oh, on the dash?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I guess that makes sense. Sorry.
Right? Good. So then watch what happens when you pitch up. Just do an experiment, pitch up. You'll see that horizon line move down to the left. The point where it's hitting the dash. See how it moves down to the left?
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
Now pitch forward, and you'll see it move back up to the right. So that's how you determine if you're pitching up or down in a turn.
I see.
Well, we could probably get rid of this guy. All right.
What kind of bank angle is this right now?
This is 20 degrees. So 30 is pretty normal.
You can see that here?
Oh, you could if you want. It's that second dash, but I was just trying to get you to see it. 30 looks like the strut on your wing is laying flat on the ground, if you can get used to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can see 10, 20, 30 on the top of the AI.
And that's more normal?
30's normal, yeah. 20's considered shallow, and you and I have to practice steep turns, which is 45. That's a maneuver on your test.
When are we doing that?
Well, you're doing great with turns so far. I can show you
as much as you can give me.
Okay, so we'll see what happens in a steep turn. Don't feel bad if this goes out of whack, but consider this before we do it. In a steep turn, a large portion of your lift is pointed in the horizontal direction, right? So you have to pull back pretty significantly, and you'll feel pushed down in your seat. And because the outside wing is flying faster than the inside wing, the tendency of the airplane is to overbank. So you'll have to kind of control that and stop it from overbanking.
Okay.
Also, because you're pulling, you're going to slow down, so you might have to add a little bit of power to hold speed.
Okay.
All right, let's try it. So roll to the right. Good, I'll just call it out. That's 10, that's 20, about 30. Keep going, more bank, more bank, more bank. Right about there. Now pull. Pull a little bit. There you go. That's the feeling you want. Pull more. Good. Now add a little power. That's a steep turn right there. Hold that all the way around. Don't let it shallow. Don't let it steepen. Pull back a little more. There you go, like that. If you don't feel that saggy feeling of more than 1G, you're not doing it right. Yep. Something's wrong, okay? But you can see there's 45 degrees, right?
I see.
And good, looking good. Then when you come out back to level, you want to pull the power back out so you don't start a climb. That's pretty common.
Right.
They're used to pulling and good. So when you're lined up with the coast here, yeah, nice. Power comes back out, wings go back to level. Perfect, man. That looked great. Nice job. We'll try one to the left. And here's the other thing to know. If things get out of hand, like if you feel like, dude, like I don't know what's happening, I'm feeling G-forces, my nose is falling, whatever, the way to get out of it is to bring your wings level. Put your lift back in space.
Got it.
Get your lift vertical again. That's that's pretty much the truth for any airplane maneuver that's not stalled.
Yep.
If shit hits the fan, roll out of it. Don't pull out of it.
Okay.
Okay. Let's try one to the left.
Why's my altitude low?
A little power. I think you came back lower to a lower power setting than we were at before.
Got it.
So you did what I said. You pulled the power back out, but you pulled out more than you put in.
I see. Okay. Ready?
And it's good, by the way, to notice exactly what settings you're at. Like right now, you're 2100, which is a pretty slow cruise, but it's fine. It's perfect for steep turns because we're supposed to be at 95 knots or slower when we enter this. So, all right. So let's go ahead and try one to the left.
We good?
Yep. Good. So that time you pulled back a little too much, a little too early, and the nose got high. And so there you go. Now go back into a steep bank turn. More bank, more bank, more bank. That's about 30. Keep going more, more, more. It always feels weird when you're on the low side. Going a little more. Good, right there. Now pull. That's the feeling you want right there. Pulling to hold it. Perfect, just like that. That's it. Pulling a little too much maybe because the pitch is coming up, and you can tell that because your point is moving down to the left, right?
Yep.
Nice. Rudder and aileron together when you roll out. All right. Sweet, man. You're getting there. Those are steep turns. So one of the maneuvers I'll write down to make sure you look at on your private pilot ACS, which is the test document, is turns.
Feels a lot different on the inside.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, when you're on the low side. I mean, someday you'll fly a plane where you sit in the center. Hopefully, like some of those aerobatic planes, it's really nice to do that. All right, let's practice some airspeed changes. Now you know that if you slow down, you have to kind of pitch up to hold altitude, right?
Yep.
So let's pull back until we hear another big power change, like something like that. That's fine. Doesn't really matter what it is. I just want you to pitch up to hold speed or to hold altitude. That's pretty low. That's going to get us close to the low end of the envelope, which is fine.
What do you mean?
That power setting. So you'll have to keep pitching up. Maybe go to 1900 for now. Push in a little bit. 1900. There you go, right there. And then keep pulling to hold altitude and trim for it. It'll feel like you're climbing again, only you're not climbing. You're flying along at a high angle of attack.
Now, I definitely make a distinction with students between skill building days and demonstration days. And on these skill building days, we tend to do clearing turns every so often instead of before every single maneuver. I'm flying with ADS-B, but watching this, I should probably be talking more to Austin about how I'm managing traffic in the background. I don't want that out of his consciousness entirely.
Good. And look at your Lindbergh reference right there. Perfect. That's how you'll manage rudder. Pull back a little more. Good trim for it. So you could have let go if you had to. There you go. Keep pulling. So see how that comes down? Yeah, good. More right rudder. If you look at your Lindbergh reference there. Perfect. Nice. This is a version of slow flight. This is slow flight at 65 knots. And the reason I want your attention out here is when you get to the low side of the envelope here, if the airplane were to stall,
Yep.
You remember what a stall is?
Yep.
If it were to stall, you want to be the first person that knows about it, but you also want to make sure there's no yawing or rolling going on. Well, the other thing that is interesting about slow flight is it takes more aileron deflection to get a bank to occur. Is that intuitive? Because it's all about airflow.
Yeah.
Good. So this is a good chance to practice coordination of rudder and aileron.
Okay.
So let's do an exercise where you put your feet on the floor. So you forget about the rudders. Pretend you don't have them. Now roll the wings back and forth, like rock your wings, and just keep doing it. You'll notice that the nose goes the wrong way.
Yep.
Because of the drag on the aileron.
Yep.
If you do it a little faster, you can kind of feel it in your seat that you need, like you feel it when you...
Look at us going to the left.
Yep, and whatever side you feel, like let me take it for a second. I got the flight controls.
You got the controls?
Yep. Notice that when I...
Ocean Ridge traffic, experimentally 15 Whiskey is 15 miles to the east, inbound for landing. Ocean Ridge.
Ocean Ridge. Okay, so when I go hard to the right, I feel it on the right side of my seat. When I go hard to the left, I feel it on the left side of my seat.
Yep.
To try to tune into that feeling. It's a little bit behind the roll, right on the left, right? Here goes right on the right side. You start to feel it a little bit behind the roll. And so the game now is to bring the rudders in and try to make it feel more like more level.
I see.
All right. If you get dizzy, let me know. But why don't you try that with the rudders? Just rock the wings back and forth as fast as you feel comfortable, because that'll be more aileron. And then try to get the rudders in the game. So go hard left, hard left. Yeah, that was it. Then hard right. More right, more hard, harder, more hard. and then hard roll to the left with rudder. These are called coordination rolls. Back to the right, I'll get you a sweet photo. You sort of get that?
Yeah.
And so...
It's a wild feeling, though.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Cool, and then let's go back to straight ahead slow flight. Okay, so we're talking about the rudder, right? A lot of our, the rudder's going to come into your life in two ways. Either you're going to be managing...
traffic, Cessna 1547.
Either you're going to be managing the left turning tendencies of the engine. Could be wrong about that being your wake. That might be off the mountains over there. Turn around. Either you're going to be managing the left turning tendencies of the engine.
Yep.
or you're going to be managing the drag component of the ailerons, right?
Yep.
So let's look at managing the left turning tendencies of the engine. Let me just get back over to some smoother air. This next thing that we're doing is just, I want to show you what a stall looks and feels like.
Okay.
I just want you to feel it, so I'm going to just a little smoother air. It's just about getting away from those mounts. That stall warning horn, every time we hear it, we're going to sort of call it out and say that's the stall warning horn.
Yep.
Alright, so looking through this Lindbergh reference, I can tell when the airplane's yawing, and I can tell when it's rolling, I can tell when it's pitching.
Yep.
So my promise to you is that if it's not yawing through there, the stall is not going to get aggravated. So that's where you want to be looking when you stall an airplane. And I'll just show you what it feels like. The first thing we're going to do is pitch up. We're going to announce the stall warning horn. Good, you're looking through there. Perfect.
Yep.
That's the stall warning horn.
Yep.
Here comes the stall, and I'm going to recover just by releasing the back pressure a little bit. So there's the stall, there's the back pressure. That's it. So
what did you do with the controls during that? You just let it happen?
yeah, go ahead and feel along with it. So initially, this would be so much better if the air was smoother. So let me get higher up. There it is. That Point Pescadero, Pescadero Point.
Got it?
Yep, Ananueva State Park and just north of there, Pescadero Point.
Got it. Oh yeah.
Alright, there's smoother here, so let's do this again. Okay, looking at your left wing, you see we're flying at a high angle of attack.
Yep.
Just holding my altitude with the nose high. First thing is just to fly slow. And this is an exercise just real docile, just to get you familiar with. Get you familiar with the stall characteristics of the airplane. There's the stall warning horn.
Yep.
You're looking through there so that you can stop any yawing. See when I let go of the rudder, what happens?
Yep.
I want to stop that with my right foot. So that's the first control.
Yep.
The second thing is I'm going to increase the back pressure until the stall occurs, and then just release the back pressure. So you'll feel me pull, I'm pulling, I'm pulling, I'm pulling, I'm pulling, I'm pulling, and I am releasing.
I see.
The minute you release, the stall's over.
I see.
So like even if I held it in the stall, like if I went power to idle and just pulled until the wing stalls, these planes are so, if you do it in the right setup, they're so docile that they'll just start to stall. This, good. There's the stall. So we're stalled right now. You can feel the tail shaking.
Yep.
But watch this. As soon as I release the yoke, we're flying.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
So, yeah. Do you want to try it?
Yeah.
All right. So pull back a little bit. Pull more. I might be on the rudders just to make sure that, good. Go ahead and pick up your wing with rudder and aileron. Good. Now just pull back all the way to the stop. Pull a little more and it'll happen. There it is. Hold it there. Hold it there. Now release it. Flying.
Wow.
Feel the tail shaking too as the air separates off. Okay. Good. That's just the very low end of the envelope.
Okay.
Now, if you were to introduce a yaw and one wing stalled before the other, weird stuff can happen. So part of, we'll come back to cruise flight here, but part of how we kept that docile was looking in the right spot and making sure there was no yawing moment. All right.
So if it starts going in one direction, are you using more rudder or combination of aileron and rudder to correct?
All rudder. And so like one of the exercises you and I can do is called falling leaf, where I'll hold it in the stall and you'll just use your feet to keep the wings level. Let's see if we can get away from some of this terrain and try that. So anytime the power comes in, I manage the left turn right there. Anytime I roll with any significant speed, I manage the drag from the ailerons. And in a stall, I use my feet to pick up wings if they fall.
So if your right wing falls, you're using right or left?
Left rudder, top rudder. Yeah, we always say step on the top rudder.
Got it.
Good. So here, I've got the yoke, you've got the feet.
Okay.
And right now you're just looking through here. That's right through here is where you're going to see all the data you want. Good. All right, we're stalled. So you're just kind of using your feet to hold the wings level. Good. And that's got to be your primacy, is that in a stall, the ailerons stay neutral. And if a wing falls, you use your feet.
Wow.
Push on your feet to hold the wings level.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, okay, you got the yoke?
Yep.
All right, you hold it full back for a sec,
Okay.
and then release it. That's how you recover a stall.
Wow.
Right there, you're flying again. Get the nose down. Get the wing going through the air again.
Yep. So why is it that the rudder controls the wings? Is it because the angle of attack is so much different versus the aileron does that in normal flight more?
Yeah, so here, let me fly for a second while I tell you.
Okay.
And we're
You
going to
got
go.
controls?
I got the flight controls, thanks. We're going to go back to a normal cruise speed, and I'm going to show you. All right, so there's, when you're making lift, any kind of lift, right, it's a combination of speed and angle of attack.
Yep.
So when we're stalled, we're already at the critical angle of attack. Right?
Got it. Yep.
Because we're at the critical angle of attack, adding aileron won't do anything except deepen the stall. Because how does the aileron create lift?
Yep.
It increases the angle of attack, right?
Yep.
On the other hand, watch the secondary effect of rudder. In straight and level flight here, I want you to push just hard right rudder. And the first effect is we're going to yaw. There you go. Second effect is roll. See that?
Yep.
You could actually, if it weren't so darn uncomfortable, you could turn or pick up your left wing now by pushing, or your right wing rather, by pushing hard left rudder. Stab at it. There you go. It's not comfortable.
Wow.
But it works.
I see.
Because you're swinging that wing through the air, right?
Yep.
You're adding airflow.
Yep.
So the people in the back are going to vomit.
Yep.
Right. So that's why control. The real way you want to turn is to use a coordinated input to roll into a bank, and let the horizontal component pull you around.
Okay.